Good afternoon, and welcome to a special edition of The Right Direction. We're broadcasting live from London. It's election season, and our ex-commissioner for Diaspora Affairs, Culture Diaspora Affairs, is here with us to brief us on the Edo 2024. We have the presidents of each association from the 3 senatorial districts. We have Benin Union President, Mr. Henry Amiugu. How are you, sir?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. We have the Esan Voice President, Mr. Destiny Ebodage. How are you? Good. And we have Afenmai Union Alaji.
Oh, welcome. Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Sir, we have the ex-commissioner of Diaspora Affairs and now the DG of the PDP campaign. Congratulations, sir. How are you?
Thank you very much for having me. Let me correct you. As Deputy Director General, Field Operations for the Aswe and Osarodionge campaign.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, it's election season, and we see you've come before to campaign to the diaspora. But we thought maybe you've missed the leaders of the community, i.e. what the message is from you for the diaspora in Edo 2024. And we've put the leaders here to tell you what's going on with the community, take your message back to the people, and possibly where you can help them. Let you, first of all, go ahead with the message for Edo 2024.
Thank you very much. Les, first of all, let me thank you for what you're doing in the UK and the diaspora at large, using Edo Connect to connect our people. And I'll be working with you, for over, a period of time, especially when I was commissioner at that time and all that, and how you believe in Obaseki's administration and supported him and even invited Obaseki here in 2019.
That was then.
So I'm sure we've come a long way. And even during my travel, how you supported and stood and believed in me. And thank God, by the time I came back, you were vindicated, in your belief that those crimes were not committed. We must appreciate people like you, selfless people like you. Thank you so much for what you're doing. And of course, my brothers and my friends here, the leaders of 3 senatorial districts, senatorial people, the Edo Central, Mr. Destiny, my own brother, Amiwu, and of course, Alaji, who worked together, from 2017, 2018, 2019.
Yeah, you remember Alaji.
I want to thank you guys for making our time, and thank you for what you're doing for our people. Representing them is not an easy task, because at the end of the day, it's all about selfless services and belief for our people. Thank you for your time. Yes, a few weeks ago, we were here with our principal, Dr. Aswell Igodalo, and Sarodion Ogie. The team were here, and the Director General of his campaign, Right Honorable Matthew Edo Ekeme, who's the State Director General of the campaign, and other DDGs and all that came with Aswell Igodalo to pass the message to our people. Of course, we know, the Europe tour, he was in Reggio Emilia in Italy and Milan. He was in Hamburg and Nuremberg, and he came to Manchester and London. And I want to thank Edo people for coming out to listen. That shows the belief in not just his candidacy, he believes in the state, because, of course, Edo people want a better Edo, whereby you can relate with your people and come back home to invest. The reason why Aswe did the Europe tour was because he believed in the Edos in diaspora, not just the remittance. He believed that if we get it right, if we are connected with the Edos in diaspora, it will make his governance very easy and get the kind of support that you people always give over here.
Well, we gave in 2019,
So he believed in us, and that's why he did that. And he's here today because as a candidate of, the PDP, which we are a member of, and which I'm a member of, and supporting him, and I have the privilege to be, the DDG in our field operations, because they know our capacity and what we do. And because I believe, as a diasporan as well, I know the relevance, the importance of connecting with our people. So he came, did all those Europe tour. Of course, we will not have one-on-one. I didn't have time one-on-one like this to relate with our people. And that is why I said, Osaze, you're going back to London, please, for my daughter's graduation. My daughter graduated yesterday in University of Nottingham.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So she made a second-class upper in industrial economics.
Wow.
So it was a good one. So I came. That's why I'm back, because people saw me with Aswego Dalo and thought I was still around. or you just came back. Exactly.
Okay. Let me ask you, sir. What is in 2019? I think we forgot ourselves because there was a war. There was tigers and lions in 2019, and when Obaseki came here, it engulfed us. In 2024, what is Aswen's plans for the diaspora?
Yeah. I would just
Sorry, you're warming up.
warming up to get there. Because he believes in diaspora people. And if you look at it, Aswego Dalo has been part of the government right from Oshomole's time. During Oshomole's tenure, Aswego Dalo and Obaseki and their friends, put funds together to support Oshomole's government at the beginning. And when they had a blueprint, economy blueprint, as they called it then, that they gave to Oshomole and said, look, we are successful businessmen, individuals in Lagos and in diaspora. We're not happy with the state at which Edo was at that time. That whoever is coming in will support him, want to build Edo, want to help Edo. And they gave Oshomole a blueprint, economy blueprint at that time. And, thank God Oshomole won. And when Oshomole won, Oshomole invited Governor Obaseki, and said, look, that blueprint, there's no better person to drive it than you guys. And Obaseki said, oh, I can't be your commissioner, I can't be, your employee. But he now said, no, you come and be the chairman of the economy team. On pro bono. Obaseki said, only on pro bono, which was what happened at that time. And Obaseki became the chairman of the economy team. Aswego Dalo, with other people, were members of that team. And you can see Oshomole succeeded. He tried his best in transforming Edo compared to where it was to where he handed over to Obaseki. That you cannot take away, because there are a lot of things to verify, to testify to that fact that Oshomole really did well as a governor in that time. Then Obaseki became the governor. And the reason why Oshomole supported Obaseki, like he told me, was that Obaseki is the only person that can continue the payment of salary as at when due. Obaseki is the only person that can do more infrastructural development and institutional reforms, because you know Obaseki very well. And Obaseki is the only person that can do what Obaseki has done now in these last 8 years. Okay. And Obaseki is the only person that was very prudent in the spending money of the state, which was not there, because he believed that the mega resources from the internally generated revenue is very small, will not be enough for him to do a lot of things. And even the federal allocation from Abuja, there won't be enough money. So, but Obaseki can look elsewhere to generate from money. He has the international connect, which he has done, to put Edo where he is now. And you can't go wrong. If you come for yourself, you can see that the governor Obaseki has done a lot of institutional reforms, a lot of infrastructural development in terms of civil servants and other reforms, which
I will ask this gentleman when you finish.
Okay. So to continue from that, leadership, when you see, even we that have family, we have children, we look at our children and say, well, this my son or this my daughter is the one that can really handle my business or handle my family if I'm not there. We know that. So the same thing with governance. Obaseki have looked at it and see who can we really support to continue. He looked at it. Aswego Dalo, who became the chairman of Alagodaro, which indirectly the economy team of Edo State. So he's been there from Oshomole throughout to Obaseki and the part of the government. So he now became the candidate of the PDP, which we all supporting. And if you look at the capacity, the competence, and of Aswego Dalo, you can't go wrong. He's been a successful businessman. He's been a very well-accomplished lawyer. Bao and the Godalo law firm, which is one of the best in Africa as we speak. He was chairman of Okumu Oil. He was chairman of Dangote Flour Mills. He was chairman of so many Nigeria breweries and all that. So this is somebody that has been successful, and these are successful companies, successful enterprises and business. So we know. And if you look at people that work with him in his chambers, they're all successful people, businessmen and lawyers and all that as well. So we looked at him. I've related with him personally. When I was commissioner, the National Festival for Arts and Culture that we did in Edo State at that time in 2019, Sterling Bank, he was chairman of Sterling Bank at that time, and he supported us financially to make sure we have that successful event. So I know him from time, and I believe in him, and I know that, being the candidate of the PDP now is the only person amongst all of them. They're all qualified. as long as you are from Edo State, you are qualified to be a governor. But you look at the best. And right now, he's our candidate on the PDP. So we have to let the whole world know. Coming to a diaspora, because we believe in the diaspora, he made a Euro tour. He's planning to go to America and Canada in a couple of weeks' time. But I came around and I said, please reach out to our people. What we did was talking to the crowd. It's not the same as having one-on-one, feedback with the questions and all that. And I want to thank you, Lace, for joining this meeting to reach out to the leaders of the three senatorials. And that's what we're having here today.
You're a good man. I think Osaze has gone to the Genesis and sold his candidate very, very well. I will start with the Benin Union president. Mr. Amiu, he's here, so we have to talk to him. As far as the Benin community is concerned, are you happy with the performance of the current governor? Are you happy with his choice? Do you have any concerns with the way you look after us and the stuff going on in Edo State?
Thank you, Mr. Lays, and let me echo the words of the Honorable former Commissioner to say, well done for all you do for our community.
Thank you.
It's a selfless service, and that's why we are out here as well. So when you talk about appraising the current government under the leadership of Mr. Godwin Obaseki, I mean, looking at it from the diaspora, yeah, I would say he's done well. Now, I remember the 2019 that you actually brought him here, yeah, and I knew the interactions we had with him, yeah, and we knew what his focus was, okay? And I think, to be honest with you, he hasn't actually deviated from that, all right? He laid out his plans and he's worked through it to the end. Okay, we're looking at a couple of months till the end of his government. Now, when it comes to his choice of successor, yeah, okay, now this is what it is. And I have to be very frank. First and foremost, let me declare this. I am here representing the Benin Union, okay, my community. We are not expected to play politics, but I have my own mind, okay? And I'm going to speak my mind on this successor thing. Now, prior to the town hall meeting we had with Aswe Godalo and Barrister Ogi at the banquet hall in Barking, I wasn't really on anyone's side, to be honest. I have to be honest. But after listening to the man on the day, and I told myself, you know what? If we are looking for competence, if we are looking for continuity, if we are looking at someone that will be proud of that this is the state governor, it should be Aswe Godalo. Now, you have to listen to people, you have to hear them out. And that was the first, close interaction that I had with the man. And I told myself, aside all his successes that the Honorable Commissioner has laid out, which is out there for us to see. But listening to him, I saw him as a man, to be honest, of the people. Now, I can make that judgment at that moment, okay? I am not God. I cannot say what's going to happen tomorrow. Yes. But as at that moment, I told myself, it has to be Aswe Godalo. Now, the reason is, for anyone who will hear this or listen to this and try to question me, the question is, if I have to make a choice, there have to be options. Okay, you tell me, where are the options? This is not about me, it's about our state. Okay, that's where I was born, that's where I was raised. I don't have any other place. That's my state.
But now, speaking of options, you have APC and Labour.
Yeah, but that's why I said, I think we have to be very careful. I know we have the Deputy Director General of the Aswe Godalo campaign team, but this is not very going to be party political in nature. Yeah. But I am free, and I should be free to express myself in certain areas. And what I'm telling you, this is not about whether APC has got a candidate or Labour or whatever else. The question is, I need to hear people, and every Edo man and woman must hear people out. Okay? So the question is, I'm not hearing anything from the APC candidate. Okay? I'm not hearing anything from the Labour man.
He will be here next week.
Yeah, I have been given that invitation, I know he's coming on Thursday somehow, But let's see what he's got to say. But what is key here is, I am coming from as an educationist, to be very honest. So this is the personal interest. I've had situations where we've had people who have ruled not only Edo State, but the whole nation. as coming from a point of where you ask yourself, in a country of over 200 million, is that the best that we can offer, in terms of leadership? And when Obaseki came, for me, aside whatever or who he was, the fact that a man who will stand and speak, that for me matters as well. Okay? And that is where I have my issues. When you talk about the other candidates, I've heard the APC candidate twice. And to be honest, after hearing him, I sat down and I told myself, how did we get here? How did APC go to this level that they are presenting us with this option? So I'll leave it at that, okay?
Thank you.
I don't want to play politics. I'm not here to play politics, but at my age, I should be able to say that should be the best choice for our state.
You're a good man. I like your analysis. Mr. Destiny Ebudage, I'm going to come to you. You're the Esan Voice President. Destiny, you've heard the commissioner. They were here last week to sell the new candidate. Have you been impressed with the current administration? And do you echo what Mr. Emu has said about the PDP candidate? Or you want to see more?
I think going forward, Obaseki has done well. Every human being is bound to make error somewhere. No perfect human being. He has done well. Coming back to this...
Please, Destiny, don't hold back, because now we have government here. If you have Komake leg, please.
Obaseki has done well. The only problem I have with this, with his administration now, with Obaseki administration now, is the only industry that the Esan people have, that I represent here today, is being damaged. That is the Ambrose Ali University, Egboma. If you look at the majority of Edo people today, if not for that university, majority of them wouldn't have been to uni. Because I know during my time, for you to enter Uniben, you must be extremely very clever to get off the cutoff mark to go to Uniben. So now, since that university came, it has been every household in Edo State has somebody there.
I went to
but now, it's going down, it's going down, it's going down. Nothing is happening there. Every government that comes to Edo State wants to kill that university. It's not only him. When Igbelejon came, the same thing. So that is the only problem I have with this administration today.
Okay.
And I hope this government, whoever government that is coming now, will be able to ratify it. Now, coming back to
the new man, are you?
To the new man now that is coming.
That the commissioner represents.
That the commissioner has sold to us now. Aswe Godaro. Well, it's during this election that I heard about Aswe Godaro. I've never heard the name before. When I saw it on the social media, he's not a full Esan man. He doesn't speak Esan, doesn't do this one. I asked people, I said, can you define a full Esan man for me? The father is an Esan man. Let the mother come from Igbo, come from everywhere. As far as the father is an Esan man, he's an Esan man. He doesn't speak Esan. I said, when Ambrose Ali came, Ambrose Ali never speak one word of Esan language. Say, oh, come. We're teaching him how to speak Esan. But he did wonderful in Bende State. Yeah. So it's not who speak the dialect or who knows how to write it that we are looking for now. Who is going to deliver?
Are you convinced?
Well, like what my Honorable Ami have just said, when you put three options on the table, you look at it, you weigh them, and you know which one to choose from.
Yes.
I've seen the speech of the APC candidate. I've seen that of Labour Party. I have seen their manifestos.
Yes.
So I haven't seen that of APC. I've seen what Labour said is going to do this, but I've seen that of PDP. And I have looked at the antecedents, the three of them. And I believe the most qualified person there is Asun Igodalo.
Okay.
With what he has done, with what he still intends to do, with what is in his manifestos. I believe he's the best candidate for Edo State right now.
Thank you. You're very important people, and this is documented, and you represent the diaspora. Alaji, I'm going to come over to you. The Honorable Osaze has spoken very well about his candidate. Has he said things that you can take back to your Afenmai community here and say, maybe follow the cue of this man, or say no, you want them to think on their own? What is your feeling of that?
I want to take a very pragmatic viewpoint in terms of how I have seen Dr. Aswe Igodalo. I believe he has all the capabilities and all the nuances to become the next governor of Edo State. However, it's for the Edo people to make that decision. Coming back to the Afenmai community, I think what we want to see in our next governor is someone who would, imbibe and involve the diasporans. As you know, a lot of Edo State diaspora remittance do come back to Edo State to develop, obviously, the state. And pragmatically, we want to see a governor that will do that. Yes, Aswe Igodalo has those capabilities. He's someone who is very well educated, and he's done, obviously, businesses. He's worked collaboratively from an international viewpoint. So in that sense, he's someone versed enough to be able to involve the diasporan. So yes, if he will take Edo State forward, why not? But ultimately, it all depends on the voice of the Edo people on the 21st of September, 2024. And coming back again to Afenmai community, we want to see a candidate that will imbibe and improve the livelihoods, not only of Afenmai, but all the other senatorial districts. Agriculture is one of the biggest Edo State commodities that we can get our people back into the farms to produce. Food prices has gone up, inflation. We want to be able to see Dr. Igodalo utilize the knowledge and the blueprint he learned from being in the economic team to be able to bring value.
You sound like you want to see all the other candidates. You don't have to. You don't have to agree with Mr. Amiru or Mr. Igodalo.
It's not so much as agreeing with my colleagues here. It's more around Edo. We want the best for Edo. And if Dr. Igodalo is going to be the best for Edo, so be it. But at the same time, we also want to move Edo State forward.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I'm going to come now, before I go to the Honorable Commissioner, I want to direct the next interaction between the community and the Commissioner. Mr. Amiu, I've come to you. In the Benin community in the United Kingdom, what sort of help is missing in the diaspora that you might say, the last administration missed this, and you wouldn't want this current incoming administration to miss it in terms of what we need here? Is there? I don't think we were remembered in the last administration, but you are the leaders. So.
Well, to be fair, we also my brother here talked about the remittances that go back home and how very helpful economically that is to the state. Again, I go back to 2019 when you brought the governor, the present governor, Mr. Obaseki, to the United Kingdom. And I took to the podium on that day and said something about the Ogida Head project that we were supporting back home. And I thought there was going to be a follow-up, okay? There was none, all right? That's by the side. But we've done our best in all these years to make sure that project is still ongoing. Now, what is key here is sometimes I ask myself, okay, it is either we as a community in diaspora, we are supporting a healthcare project in Edo State, wherever, and then you do that, and then through your alma mater, okay, I have 3 alma maters now, okay, Western Boys, College of Agriculture, and ECPOMA as well. So we do a lot of things back home through these alma maters. Sometimes I ask myself, okay, you go back home and you are distributing these little exercise books to students, and you can see the joy in the student. And I'm asking myself, I went to school in Edo State in my days. To be very honest, nobody came giving us exercise books. So what is the role of government now? I mean, is it that we are so poor as a state, as a nation, that we now need people to come and do that outside the remittances that we send home? Because that's an aspect that I'm really concerned about. Because when I see on television, so alma mater going back to college to donate some library or some books and all that, I question, okay, we have a Ministry of Education, isn't it? In my days when I was a student, we had a very good minister then. He was called Dr. Ebe Gobadia. He was the Commissioner of Education, and it was value for money then. So we all had aspirations. I want to be a pharmacist. I want to be that. I want to be that because of what we were saying. And then we had obviously a very well focused and well-presentable governor in the person of Professor Ambrose Ali then as well. So we had the period where we grew up, if you compare it to now, it's really different.
It's gone backwards.
Yeah, kind of. And to be fair, you need to hear this counter-argument about what's this education thing that Obaseki brought up. It's
Edo
called
Best.
Edo Best. And recently I heard somebody was saying that Edo Best is gone down, gone back because of this and all. I don't have so much to say on that. But for me, if somebody were able to identify an issue in education and say Edo Best, and all the noises I heard from the beginning, they were very positive. I don't know where that is now, but recently I heard some complaints about it's gone backward.
Don't worry.
And the reason why I'm attacking education is I'm an educationist, okay? I lecture here at the System College in this country, so I know what I'm talking about. It's very, very key. Education is key.
Don't worry.
In making sure our state,
Moves
move forward. Right.
Thank you. Commissioner, it's now interactive. It's for you to respond back to, these are their concerns from diaspora. So you heard Mr. Amiwu say, we cannot be carrying exercise books. What is government doing? No, besides the fact that we pay the school fees too, what can you respond to what Mr. Amiwu has said? that you have seen what he's saying.
No, but again, my brother Lace, you can't put me on the spot.
No.
Don't forget, I'm not in government.
Yes.
After my travel, I was no longer part of government. I was now absorbed for reasons best known to the governor and every other person. But again, like you said, the Edo Best program was a laudable project at that time. And when we were in government, even prior to our coming to 2019, Edo Best was still one of the best thing that has happened to Edo State. And I don't think we've really deviated from that. Maybe they're not just making noise as it used to be about what they're doing, because I remember very well Kenya, Sierra Leone, most African countries were coming, and even other states, Ogun State, Lagos State, coming to Edo to copy, what was happening and get the prototype of what was going on in Edo State at that time. So you can't tell me that it didn't work well. And even from the students, where some people were not taking their children away from private schools and putting them in public schools because of what they saw and what was happening then. So those I can testify to. And again, you're looking at, coming to 2019, when we came to UK with the governor, you talked about what happened. I had my travel in 2019. Maybe if that had not happened, the connection with the diaspora people would have not been, broken. Even the Edo Best program, I remember that meeting in 2019 when, few people from that hall said, I have 10,000 pounds, I have 20,000 pounds, I want to contribute this money now, donate this money now to support, bring up children, to sponsor children in the Edo Best program. And the governor said, well, no. When we get back, the commissioner for Arts and Culture, which was myself, will liaise with the commissioner for education, and we'll find a way to make sure those things are done. But again, maybe my travel, caused the breakdown. I want to assume is that.
But wait, before you, for the benefit of time and stuff, please, can you note down that the Benin Union's president's observation?
Yeah, yes. I'm taking notes.
Thank you.
And I will get back. I want to say, you see, the ECMOMA, for example, like I said, these are things I'm privy to know, not that I'm holding brief for, the government, because I'm not in government. So the governor just inaugurated the Governor Council.
Yeah, just
recently. But it makes sense. That's progress. The governor builds. There's a faculty they build in Ekpoma.
It's three months to go, sir.
It doesn't matter. Government is continuum.
Okay.
There is no way Obaseki will do everything, and that's why we are hoping that his successor, somebody that understands, the governance, that'll be part of the government, will come in and win and be the governor of Edo State, so that he can continue and do better than what Governor Obaseki has done. If we take it to another party, it's going to deviate. That person is going to come with their own policies and their own idea, and it'll spoil a lot of things.
We know, and I want you to know that we're not overloading you today. We appreciate you being here to take these messages back. Let me come to Destiny from the Esan community. Destiny, you heard Mr. Amiu, education. We're carrying books. Even when they say there's a do best, even when they say education is all this, you don't have to have the same concerns. But what is your concern?
Yeah, sometimes I think it's the same Nigeria that I school that is still existing today. During Ali, though I finished school during Ali's regime, I finished my school then. Books were distributed to students by Ambrose Ali free of charge. Now, as at that time, the money was valued. What the local government budgets today, the state government was not budgeting it.
Okay.
What the local government budget today for 1 year, the state government, the Bender state government wasn't having that fund
For education. So education.
Not education. Read the whole budget. The whole budget in Nigeria, that apart from Lagos State, there was no state that can budget 1 billion.
Yeah.
No.
So your concern is...
So my concern now is education is going down. There are schools there that you go to schools in Edo State, no teacher, no roof, nothing. When they say Edo Best, I think Edo Best was centered in Benin City.
Can you?
Yeah, I think it was centered in Benin City. No, I can think. That's my own thinking. So I'm not in Nigeria, but when I go home, I don't see somebody... what they told me Edo Best contained, I didn't see it.
This program, you see, Osaze has brought. Let me show you to the camera.
No. Show him the school, Egwari Primary School in Isha.
But sir, this is one school.
That is one school. That's Egwari Primary School in Isha. That's Edo Best program. That's students.
These are the presidents of.
Yes, president. This reason I raised up. Sorry to interject,
it's okay.
Mr. President,
It's
because
okay.
it's good that we speak facts.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not here to defend the government. I keep repeating it, but that is Egwari Primary School in Ekpoma, your place, Edo Ekpoma, one of these places, and that's your school. So when we talk, let's make sure we have facts, and when we are criticizing, let's make sure we know what we are talking about. Because if the Commissioner for Education is here now, the person that started the Edo project, Dr. Joan of Yahweh, she would have been able to answer and name schools across the state.
So these people can call Ekpoma right now from here and
look at
confirm.
look at that school. Is that an issue, sir? Please.
Destiny, please.
This place, Egwari. If it's not, then let's correct it. Thank you, sir.
Take note.
And you are from Ekpoma.
How many schools like this? Is it just one?
It's across the state. What the governor did, what the Edo Best program did, we continue with Subeb. It's across the state. And my primary school in my village is fenced, borehole, with security and toilets and everything. That's in the village.
Let me say this.
Because I'm aware that the Subeb program, what we did, in all the local governments, everywhere, the governor insisted that those remote schools, those remote villages must be,
There must be a problem somewhere, because Mr. Amiu spoke about education, Destiny spoke about, and this book is there, So we will come to that, but I want to ask him if he also shares the same.
Before you do that, Lay, sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Amiu, we're comparing our education and our lifestyle to when we were growing up. Things have changed all over globally.
No, but still
I wish it was still the same way, because I'm a benefactor of Ambrose Ali.
Yes.
Entered in secondary school in 82 in ICC, and we got primary books. We got rice.
I remember
but the economy of that time all over the world has changed. So you cannot expect things to be the way it used to be at that time.
Destiny,
we must put that, even in UK, even in America, we must put all those into consideration.
They've got in this plan, well, they've gotten better, sir.
No, of course, things are changing. They're more civilized. The structure over here is totally different from our structure back home. Yes, it could have been better and improved. I agree with you. But
let me let you before I go to
To be fair, I do understand where the Honorable Commissioner is coming from. I think the problem is the problem is deeper than that. You understand? You see, there is this mentality in the country, especially in Edo State now, where I find it difficult when I speak to people and they said, my child attends a private school. And do you know the structure of that private school has no window, uncompleted building, and you're paying. So the question is, why are people choosing that?
Private school.
Choosing to have your son or daughter in an uncompleted building, and you are proud that this is a private school compared to a government. That is where we should be looking at what is going on.
You are probably right, because they have stated that there are schools without teachers. He said and he said. But let me come over to you.
What do you want me to respond to?
What is your question for the commissioner with regards to your concerns?
Sure. For me, it's just how the Edo State government, if it does happen to be that Dr. Asue Godalo is successful and comes into power, how they will carry along all the associations from all the 3 senatorial districts. Specifically speaking around things like employment opportunities, how the communities from the 3 senatorial districts can contribute, because ultimately government, I see them as being collaborators with its people in being able to move the state forward. So how would they involve Afenmai, all the 6 local government areas that make up Afenmai, Akoko Edo, Esako West, Esako Central, Esako West, O1 West and O1 East. So I want to know, how would they work with us to carry us along in terms of capacity building?
Let me just help you or ask you this question. Who are they leaving behind? Who do you think they've left behind, and where do you think they've concentrated?
Well, in terms of who they've left behind,
yes.
I would say conversations haven't taken place.
No,
meaningful conversations haven't taken place in terms of being able to have someone present in Nigeria who could be connecting with us in the diaspora. Former commissioner was that person before, and he was obviously doing a very good job of it. However, since he left office, or since he had to leave office, we've not had that presence of someone in the Diaspora Commission to be able to be the go-between between ourselves, Afenmai Union, Benin Union, Asian Union, who can work collaboratively with us. Because, again, I want to say, Edo State, our diaspora is our resource, and I feel Edo State government isn't doing enough in terms of being able to reach out to us to be able to bring value and move our state forward. I keep reiterating, all we're interested in is moving Edo State forward. That's our main that's our main goal.
So I know you heard he has beat me to the gun, but I want you to respond to him. We have been neglected since 2019. That's what he said. Since you have had your travail, nobody has come here. Nobody cares about us. Mr. Amiwu was made president of Benin 3 years ago. Nobody knows. Nobody knows when the last president or whatever they did. We are not happy about that. We want to know the plans of the current administration to involve everybody. And that brings me to diaspora remittance. Unless you want to say something that to the Afenmai president about what he said. Sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, my brother. I think you talked about carrying the Edo North.
And then all the senatorial districts as well.
Oh, that's fine. That's the progress of Edo. And if you look at it very well, the reason why we are supporting, or why the governor chose Asue Godalo, apart from being a qualified and most competent person, one of the main reasons was looking at Edo Central. That the previous governor, Adams Shomole, was from Edo North, Esako and Afenmai, and Obaseki became the governor. So he said, fair enough, equal distribution. Let's look at Edo Central, Senatorial District, which have not produced a governor for a very long time. Yeah. So that because whether you like it or not, whichever governor that emerges kind of have sentiment towards developing this area.
But Obaseki was in Benin, he didn't reach out to the Benin.
Not reaching out. I'm talking about infrastructure development. Yeah. If you look at what Obaseki really done, I will tell you that Obaseki did more in Edo South Senatorial District than the other district.
What about diaspora?
Which is normal, because when Oshomole was there, Oshomole tied Ali on Bruce Ali, for example, when he was the governor, tied roads to villages and farms and all that.
Yeah.
Oshomole came, did a lot. I don't even think Obaseki did as much as what Oshomole and Ali did in the House Senatorial District compared to what he did in the state. Then, we're going to have commissioners in the 18 local governments. So what we should be praying for, Alhaji, is that let them choose competent people as representatives of their various local governments that can speak for their people, draw attention and development to their people, not just bench warmers. Just go there, collect salary, commissioners that cannot talk, or even in ESCO or represent their people. Then we have problem, because the Constitution allows that one person as commissioner from local government. Then we have other boards, which Obaseki did not do. He didn't constitute any board, and if he had constituted, because that's where you absorb people as well, representing your people, to say board members, and other appointments, which the governor, knows in his own wisdom did not do, because he probably feel there was no need for it. But by the time you have people in positions, in various positions, they were able to attract development to their areas. You talk about the Edo diaspora, yes. Before 2019, this is the first time, we must give it to Obaseki. This is the first time a governor is, coming up to have a diaspora ministry or department in the ministry government. And we tried our best, connected with you people. He came to London, he went to Belgium, he went to Canada, he met with the Edo people, which was the first time. But became maybe the breakdown in communication again, that didn't work. But he was able to, push for the Edo Diaspora Agency that we are aware of. And we're really pushing, went to House of Assembly, got enacted. Again, he came, I think Dr. Loretta came, he showed Dr. Loretta an office building that they should use for all that, but I don't know why he did not complete it. That's left for Obaseki to answer. Okay. But going forward, I had a conversation with Dr. Aswe Godalo, and the reason why he did his Euro tour and he's going to America and Canada is because he believes in diaspora. And again, they asked him these questions. He's not Obaseki. There are questions that he cannot answer, just like me being here as well. But he knows the value of the diaspora people. And he has said that he will look at the law, look at the diaspora agency, reach out, come together and have a discussion and see how we can do that connection between the Edo government and the Edos in diaspora. But I can tell you, if you look at his manifesto, for example, his 5-point agenda of his government, it will be well carried. Edo diaspora people are part of his government. The well-being of the government people, both back home and in diaspora. You look at the security, you look at the environment, you look at security law and other environment, and what should I say again? The production, and the development and all that. So I have no fear at all that Aswe Godalo will involve the diaspora people and will have connection
a better relationship. Yes. I have 2 questions for you for time, but now something more current. Trying to put up this meeting, we're at a time in Edo State where it's election, it's a bit volatile, and these gentlemen, being presidents of their community, they have concerns. They asked me over the phone to say there are things in Edo State happening now. We need some clarification from. Mr. Amiu, I start with you. Is there, we read things in the news, security concerns, election, violence and stuff. Please, any concerns you have, can you talk to the commissioner to communicate them back home? We're hearing shootings.
You see, thank you, Liz. I know it's almost 3 o'clock, and I'm not sure whether will be fair on Honorable Osaze to put through to him the questions on what happened a few days ago back in our dear state. What I don't understand is, the outright public shooting of gun, wherever it came from, whether from the police or from the vigilante, I don't know. Okay, and I have to say, the little I've heard from Osaige and Nehi and then the Information Commission as well. For me, it's not just enough, okay? Because you are saying, no, this must be orchestrated by the APC talks or whatever they are. And then the APC guys, they said, no, this was people in support of the government that came to the airport. the question is, we cannot have a situation where we have a state and we don't know who these people are who just went to the airport and started shooting in the air. It just it kind of, you ask yourself, how can that be?
And sorry to interject, it also then raised the question, September 21st is close at hand. How are we going to be able to protect people so that they can go to the ballot and vote safely, knowing that their votes will be protected, as they say?
Thank you. Let me add the Esan President to it before you answer this question. Destiny, with all the recent developments in the state, how concerned are you for your community?
Very concerned. Very, very. The September 21st is around the corner. An election is coming. How prepared are we? Because when I look at the type of election here, and I look back to the one we're having in Nigeria, and I say, what type of people are we? Must we kill? Election is not by force or by a do or die. But let us not go into that. My concern is this. Whoever comes in, what is he going to do to better Edo State today and tomorrow?
Not long.
Not in a long time. Because we are not in the era of I'm coming to tie road. And road, we know road is for government to tie. Yeah, as soon as you are there, you are going to tie road. How are you going to better the life of your citizens? What are you putting in place to make them okay? Because we are not ready for, I'm going to tie road, I'm going to build skyscraper. We've had so many like that promises without fulfilled. Obaseki told us he's going to build an airport in Auchi. I think they have not given him land to build the airport yet. Gele, we have not seen anything. So the one coming, we don't want such promises again. We want you to tell us, we are doing this one, and you do it, and we say it. That's it.
Okay, sir. But just these are the concerns generally, and we're almost out of time. So I will allow you to respond. Destiny he wants to know the immediate impact the incoming government will have on the lives of Edos. Mr. Amiwu and Alaji are concerned if we will still have a state come September 21st, since nobody knows who's shooting the gun. Over to you, sir.
It's very unfortunate, for that incident that happened in Benin City a few days ago. I was pained, I was touched, and especially losing a life, because I don't think anybody's life is worth losing for, for governance or government in that state. And I was in London here when I read everything, and I think the police will do their investigation, and if they really want to work, we'll get to the bottom of it and know where that shooting, unfortunate incident came out from. Whether APC or PDP or whoever, I think it's very, very unfortunate that this kind of thing will be happening in their state at this time. In looking at that, the governor, our incoming governor, by the grace of God, has put a 5-point agenda in place, well-being of our people, because he quite understands the poverty, the level of poverty, the suffering, and what's going on, where a bowl of Gary. Now, although it's a universal problem, not just a Edo problem, and if you listen to him very well that day, he made an example of Singapore, being a single place from the Asian country, how they brought themselves out, and what they now transform themselves into. And that is his vision and plan for Edo, that he wants to focus on Edo and make sure Edo become an economic hub of its own out of Nigeria. So rather than waiting for federal allocation or depending on Abuja and all that, if we're able to develop ourselves, which Obaseki has done, lay some solid foundation. When you build a house, I keep referring back to Obaseki because I'm privy to most of the things that the man has done, which people are not appreciating. When you're building a foundation, you don't see the foundation that holds the beautiful building. You just see a beautiful, magnificent, that house is beautiful. But the foundation is the one under the ground that holds it. The same thing Obaseki has come to do. Governance is continual. But Oshomole came, Edo was in a deplorable state. I travel, when I go back to Benin, I can't stay in Benin because of the roads and schools. But Oshomole came and did some beautiful roads, schools, and all that. Obaseki came, did his best, and the next incoming governor will do better. Another thing, economic growth is one of the second point agenda.
But what Destiny was asking, Destiny said, what is the immediate impact this government can guarantee on the short term? I understand the foundations and the rest things.
Immediate impact is security. We're all concerned about the security of our people. Without security, no matter how beautiful plan, whatever vision you have, it will not work. And the governor put that as one of his 5-point agenda: security, law, and order. That if he's able to manage and take care of security, that Edo State will be in a better place. People will come and invest. We in diaspora will all run back home and invest there. Another thing is good governance. So, and again, environment, and those are the 5-point agenda that the man has put in place. And all I want to tell to our people is for you guys to convince your people back here and talk to your people back and to come back and vote. Nothing will happen to them. Security, as the field operation, DG field operation, we're going to put things in place. Make sure people go vote, and their result will be counted. They should defend their result. Nothing will happen. Defend their votes at the unit level, escort it to the ward level, from the ward level to the local government level, and from there to the state. We will be there waiting for them to make sure their vote counts and the best person win and rule the state.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you. And sir, thank you for your time. This is the type of interaction we want to cultivate, where the leaders from back home come and meet the leaders that help the community here. Thank you very much. Honorable Ero, good to see you back.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
so much.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you so very much.